Decision means any conditional statement, any single conditional statement, we will call it as a decision. Any single conditional statement, we are going to call it as a decision. We are going to perform decisions. For example, anywhere, if you want to use any conditions, for example, if your salary is greater than 52,000, then only you are eligible for credit card. Otherwise, you are not eligible for a credit card. So this is a condition statement. Salary must and should, it should be greater than 50,000 or whatever it may be. The parameter, that is a parameter. If it is yes, if your salary is greater than 50,000, if the condition is yes, true, then only check for his CIBIL score. Then check for his references. Then only check for his, for example, so address proof, whatever it may be, right? Reference numbers, address proof, whatever it may be. If your salary is less than 50,000, then no need to check for all these things. Just end the process. Because if the condition is not satisfying, then we have to stop the process there. If the condition is satisfying, then we can continue the process. So in these situations, we are going to use decision. And one more thing we need to remember here, when we are using decision shape, we have two links, yes and no link. Yes and no links. We will have two things. One is yes, another one is no. When it will be yes and when it will be no. By default, decision will have two links. Whichever the link you are going to connect first from decision to another stage, that is yes link. Whichever the link you are going to connect first from a decision to another stage, that will become yes by default. Blindly you can remember, when you are connecting from the decision to, for example, end, that by default it will become a S, because that link you are going to connect first to the another stage. Next, second link from decision, it will be no link. It will become no by default. If you want to interchange these S and no's, then we have a switch option. Switch option in a decision, just to interchange the condition. Yes to no, no to yes. Then we are going to use these conditions. Now just observe. So how to implement this in the Blue Prism. So we create new process here. Decision. Next. Now process has been created. Double click on this decision. If you want to do the same implementation, if the salary is greater than 50,000, then this person is eligible for credit card. If the salary is less than 50,000, this person is not eligible for credit card. Then we need a data item to store salary. Right? Double click. This is salary. Data type will be number. Initial value will be 52,000. Now salary, we given it as a 52,000. Now we need to implement a decision here. Observe. decision. Decision is for single conditional statement. Single conditional statement, we will go for decision. Give the link. Now observe, from decision to end we are connecting first link. This is the first link connected. Yes. By default it is taking it as a yes. Decision always it should have yes and no conditions. Then only it will be valid. Otherwise it will throw error. Here inside the decision we can give condition. The condition is salary greater than 50,000. We have given this condition. If it is true, then it will come in this way. But if it is false, then where it has to go? It has to go to the another direction. If you reset, still observe this, we have error. Click on this. No link when the decision is false. No when the decision is false. Right? Close it. It's saying no link is not available. I will give another end here. Give the link. Now yes, and this one is no. This one we connected first, this one we are connecting next. Always first link from the decision it will be yes, second link from the decision it will be no. If you want to change this, just click on a decision. You will have an option called switch. Observe, switch. Just click on that switch option. This is no and this is yes now. If your condition statement is true, then it will go in this way. If our conditional statement is false, then it will come in this way. Reset. We don't have any errors here. And run. Observe. In which direction it came? It came into the S. And so for example, if you want to implement any other shapes after this yes, if it is yes, then only calculate a tax. For example, so when you are calculating a tax, if your salary is greater than 50,000, then calculate tax. Otherwise, no need of tax. So then we can give some other links here, some other calculation, and then we can perform. One more thing here. When the decision is going in this S direction, we need to display in a message, this person is eligible for credit card. It means we need to give any statement. So we need to give a statement, or we need to give any user defined value. If the condition is true, then you are eligible for credit card. So when we are discussing about calculation shape, we discussed that calculation is not only for implementing calculations, not only for implementing functions. We can use this for to declare any user defined values. User defined values you can able to give. How to do that? Observe this calculation. We are implementing calculation. Here already we have a S. We need to implement this calculation here for this S. Then observe, when I am connecting the link from here, what is happening? Already I have given two links, one is yes and one is no. Again if I try to give a link, the links, one link, it will be disconnected. See this? Whichever the link we connected next, that link has been disconnected. So if I give this link will be disconnected, because decision will allow only two links. Only two links. It will not allow more than that. So if you want to implement this, we need to delete link which we have already connected. So now we have to use, and then we have to give the link like this. Now we have a calculation stage here, and inside the calculation what you need to implement, we need to display message like so eligible for credit card. Remember, if you want to give any strings, any hard-coded values, so must and should we have to wrap it in a double quotes. We have to wrap it in double quotes, but it's not required for integers. If it is string, then only we have to do this. We will give the message eligible for credit card. Just we given the message, and where you need to store that in a message box. Just click on your data item. Now whatever the message it is going to display it here, it will save it here. And then if it is coming in this way, then we need to display the message as you are not eligible for credit card. Just double click. So we have a message. Click OK. Reset. Now we are going to run this. When you are running this, observe what happened. It is displaying a message eligible for credit card, right? Same way, when it is coming in this direction, we need to display that so it is you are not eligible for credit card, right? Based on the process, it has to display the message here. Like click on this, delete this one first, and we need to implement calculation. Give the link, double click on calculation. Now not eligible for credit card, and store this in a same message box. If it is coming in that direction, it will display eligible for credit card. If it is coming in this direction, it will display not eligible for credit card. Reset. Now we will change this conditional statement, switch yes to no, no to yes. Now if you run this, observe it is coming in this direction because this is a yes direction. So in this direction, what is the statement we have given here? Hard-coded statement, eligible for, not eligible for credit card. Observe this. Make it large. Not eligible. It is saying that. So this is not eligible for credit card. Right? So this is the conditional statement we are implementing. We can able to use calculation for giving any hard-coded values. Remember this. And decision, it will have always two links. One is yes, one is no. Whichever the link you are connecting, that is yes. Whatever the link you are connecting next, second time, that is by default no. If you want to change this condition, then we can give switch option. We can give switch option. Okay, so good. So now here we are implementing only one conditional statement, right? Come to this. Our requirement is, for example, this collection. Take this collection values. In this collection, if your salary is less than 5,000, then your tax will be 0%. If your salary is greater than 5,000 and less than 9,000, it will be 10% tax. And your salary is greater than or equal to 9,000, then it will be 20% tax. How many conditions we have here? We have three conditions. One is less than 5,000, another one is greater than 5,000 and less than 8,000, 10%, and greater than or equal to 9,000, then that will be 20%. So here we have three conditions. Can we able to implement by using decision? Is it possible? We can do that, right? But we need to implement multiple decisions in the same process. For example, in the first decision, you are going to check whether your salary is greater than 50,000 or not. In the second decision, you are going to check if it is greater than 50,000 here. Again, you need to implement multiple decisions like this. Again, one more decision. Again, one more decision. Here for this decision, if it is yes, come in this way. If it is no, go in this way, another direction. For example, give in here or give calculation, whatever it may be. So just if you give salary greater than 3000, salary greater than 3000, we have given it. When it is salary greater than 3000, and it will go in this direction. If it is greater than 3000, again we need to check multiple conditions, right? Again we will implement another addition. Yes, if it is salary greater than 3000, then what it mean by that? So so tax will be this person. So in this, if your salary is not greater than 3000, what it is doing? It is going to no condition. Here again you are going to, I will interchange these conditions, then it will be very clear. So if it is no, salary is not greater than 3000, then what it will be? Salary less than 3000, then this is 0% tax. If salary greater than 3000, then again two conditions. Is it salary, for example, okay, another addition we required, right? Salary less than 3000. So if it is less than 3000, again we will give the another decision, again like this. If it is less than 3000, yes, what will be the tax? If it is not, then what will be the tax? Like this we need to implement multiple decision shapes in a single process. Then we can able to do that, like a calculation how we have done in the same way. So we can able to perform this, but the flow will become very big. Flow will become very big. Instead of that, whenever you are going to implement multiple decisions, multiple conditional statement, then simply we can go with collection. We have a option called, sorry, choice. I'm sorry. So that is choice. Decision is for single condition. Choice is for multiple conditions. We can use multiple conditions for a choice. Okay. If you have only single, then we can go for decision. If you have multiple things, then we will go for choice. So how to implement a choice here? I will see now. Come here. So if you want to implement, I will save this process. Save. Come to here. Right click. Create a process. Choice. 7. Click OK. If you want to implement multiple conditions for the above example, like in a collection example, the salaries, like a tax, we need to calculate a tax. That is our requirement. Assume that we need to create a collection. Go to collection, double click, and collection name, we will take it as a EMP, and field, add fields, ID, name, and salary. Number, name will be text, and salary will be number. Here we are so using these options to create a values, but going forward we are not going to use this. We are going to pick the values from database, or we are going to pick the values from Excel sheet. We will see that how to do that later. See. So just assume that, so if you have 1000 records, then we need to type it here manually, not required, right? So no need to type here. So we can pull the values from Excel file to collection. That option is available. Now here we have three records, three salaries. If the salary is less than 2000, then your tax will be 0%. If the salary is greater than 3000 and less than 5000, your salary will be 10, tax will be 10%. If your salary is greater than 9000, then tax will be 20%. For example, any condition, another salary we will take it here, which will not met the condition. 104 will give in between 8000. We will not give any condition for this. So like a if else statement. So for example, if the condition satisfies, then this is the thing. If this is the condition and this is the thing, it is going to be happen. Like that if and else statement we can able to do. Here the choice, always it will have choice and otherwise. Choice and otherwise. What it mean by otherwise? If any condition, if it not met that conditional statement, if it's not met that expressions, conditional expressions or conditional criteria, then it will come to the otherwise. It will come to otherwise. If any condition, if it not met that particular criteria, then it will come to otherwise. We will see that how it will come and then what it mean by that. Click OK. We have 4 records here. We have 4 records in a collection. Whenever you are using collection, which one we have to use? We have to go for a blindly, we have to go for loop, right? Come here, connect the loop, loop start, loop end, double click. For the loop, we need to give for which collection it is working. EMP. Collection name is EMP. Click OK. Because it has to work for this collection. And within this loop, we need to implement statement, conditional statement. Right? Yeah. We have multiple decisions. Then what we have to do? We have to implement choice. Observe this. Choice, otherwise. Choice and otherwise. So by default it is giving choice as well as otherwise. Come here. Double click on the choice. Now what it is asking? Observe this. Give me the choice name and tell me the choice criteria. It means nothing but a conditions. Just choice name 0% tax criteria. Click on this. When we are using collection name dot field name, collection name dot field name less than 2000. If you know how to implement this directly, you can type. Otherwise, go to the logic and observe this. We have different logics. We can use this to implement a logics. Now, first one, next one. How many conditions we have? 3 conditions. 10%, 10% tax. 10% if it is greater than 2000 and less than 5000. Then and go to logic and observe. We will use this option. Salary greater than 2000 and salary less than 5000. Paste it. Condition. Click OK. Next, 20%. Salary greater than 9000, then it will be 20%. Salary greater than 9,000, then it will be 20% here. So we missed, so one conditional statement for 8,000. Observe this: if it is greater than 2,000 and less than 5,000, then it will be 10%. But so 20%, we are giving that if the salary is greater than 9,000, then we are telling that it is a 20%. Then do you have any condition for 8,000 record here? No, right? Then it will go to otherwise. It means it will not do anything for that particular criteria. It is not going to implement anything. So based on the criteria, based on the conditional satisfied records only, it is going to implement. Now we have three conditionals. Just click OK. Observe what happened. What it says here: we have three decisions. We need to implement a calculation here for each and a 0%, 10%, and 20%. So what will be the calculation for 0%? So we have given criteria, conditional criteria, but what about the calculation? We need to give calculation here. Now give the link. Observe what is happening. %, 10%, and 20%. Right? So we have three statements. This is 10%, this is for 0%, this is for 20%. Now for 0%, how you are going to calculate a tax? Here our requirement is double click on collection. We have ID, name, and salary. We will create another field, tax, and this one will be number. We need to calculate a tax and we need to save the values into this particular tax column for each and every record. For this, what will be the tax it has to calculate? For this, what will be the tax it has to calculate? For this, it has to calculate a tax. For this also, it has to calculate a tax. And then it has to implement the tax values. We are going to calculate by this process, and then we are rewriting the values into collections tax column, collections tax field, column or field. Don't get confused. Or attribute means nothing but a column names. Now give the link. Now we have calculation. We need to implement expression here. How you are going to calculate a tax? Salary into 0%, 0% tax. Salary into 0.10, 10% tax. Salary into 0.20, 20% tax. Same thing. Salary into 0. Where it is has to store? In a tax. Another condition. If it is coming to this condition, then collection salary into 0.10, then it will be tax. Again another condition, salary into 0.20, this one will be, again it will be a tax. Click OK. Good. So now we created, we given the calculation for this. Now is the flow is completed. If you observe here, just pick one record first, any record, 1000 or 2000, whatever it may be. For example, first record is 2000 something. It will come to first calculation. It will calculate a tax here. It will store the tax value into particular tax field in a collection. After that it has to go for a second record, right? So how it will go for a second record? Have you given any link here? No, right? Because what I am going to try to say here is, everything it has to be ended in a loop, right? we are using loop here. It once first record is completed, then it has to check for another record. It means we have to go for a loop. So everything here, all the calculations, we have to connect to loop end. Observe. Now the flow is proper, preset. We don't have any errors. But if you observe here, the flow will look mess, right? We can't able to understand from where and where we are going and then how it is coming to the loop end. To overcome this, we have two options. One is anchor shape, another one is node shape. Anchor and node, just to connect shapes. We will use node also to connect shape. But what is the difference between these two things? Why we need two things for just to connect the flow? Just to connect the flow or just to connect the shapes? Why we need two things, anchor and node? In a anchor, we can't able to give any message, but in node we can give message. It means nothing but a comment. When you are writing any program, so we will comment it, right? Why we are doing this. The same way, when you are implementing any process, we can use node just to understand so why we are doing this. So just we will observe here how to implement this. We'll remove all this link. Remove. Now observe anchor. First we will use anchor, after that we will go for node. I use two anchors. Give link. Now observe this. It looks very good, right? So now we can able to understand from where to where it is going and then so how it is going to the loop end. But if you want to mention a message why we are doing this here, if you try to double click on anchor, observe it is not opening anything because anchor will not have any properties. Anchor will not have any properties. Just to connect the shapes we are going to use. Just to connect the shapes we are going to use. Now here delete this. I will use not here. Why we are doing this? We can able to give a message here. Now, observe. Double click. Here we can give the message to connect all calculations to loop end. We are using this. Observe. Whatever the message you have given here, so it will display here. For example, when you are starting the process, after start you can give a note. So we are implementing this to calculate tax like this. Use note here. Use note. Give the link pointer. Here we can give message this process we are calculating tax for all employees. So we are calculating a tax. Also, now we can able to understand so why we are doing this. So you can give just a message. It's just a message. It will not do anything. So we can use this node just to connect the shapes, and at the same time we can give message. We can give a message. Now double click on this. Do you have any tax values here? No, we don't have any tax values here. Just reset and try to run this. Observe what is happening. Based on condition criteria, it is going to different conditions. Second record, it went to second. Another record, it went to the another calculation, another statement. We have fourth record. Observe where it came. It came to otherwise, because it is not in any of the condition. That record not belongs to any of the condition criteria. That's why it came to the otherwise. If you observe the result, it will not do anything for that particular thing. Double click, current value, observe 0, 0% tax, 10% tax, 20% tax. But what about this? It came to otherwise. We are not doing anything here, so that's why we don't have any values. He is not eligible for so tax or whatever it may be. This record is so not met to the any of your conditions. That's why it will not do anything for this, right? So like this we can implement so choices and then loop. And one more thing here, we are using three calculations here, right? So why we need to use three calculations here? So instead of, we can use a multi calculation also, right? Whenever you are using so multi calculation again and again, we can go for multi calculation. But why we are not using multi calculation here? If you observe clearly multi calculation, how it is going to work? If we give three conditions, yes, I will give three conditions. So anything, for example, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can so assume the criteria. We have given this. Sorry, let it be anything. Okay. So we have so multiple conditions here, multiple conditions, multiple expressions. We are giving multiple expressions and then store the result in tax. We can give that. And when you are giving the link, how the link will be, right? We have to give like this 0, 10, and 20%. That's fine. When it is running, when it is going to hit 0%, when it is triggering for 0%, what the multi calculation will do? Multi calculation, it will execute all the conditions, all the expressions at the same time when it is triggered, right? If it is 0%, then it will calculate all the records and then it will load it into the tax. If it is 10%, again it will override everything and then it will calculate for the particular 10%. When it is hitting for next record 20%, it will override all the 10% and it will calculate all the records for the all the salaries for only for 20%. So that is not our conditions, that is not our statement, right? That is not our requirement. So in this situation, multi calculation if you use, then everything will be mess. Everything will calculate for only one conditional statement. But our requirement is different records, different conditional criteria. That's why we are going for different calculations here. So that's why we can't able to implement multi calculation in this scenario. So based on that our requirement, we have to use the shapes. Okay. So here what are the things we discussed in today's class? We discussed about what is decision and what is yes link and no link in a decision, and then what will be the switch option, and then how to give user defined values in a calculation, and then when you will go for a choice. If you have more than one conditional statement, then we have to go for a choice. Choice will have choice and otherwise. If any condition, if it is not satisfying that conditional criteria, then it will go for otherwise. So when we are using this, so we have to use each and every condition, we have to use a different calculations. And what is the difference between anchor and node? Both the things we will use to connect the shapes, but in anchor we can't able to give any message, but in node we can able to give message. Anchor does not contain any, it will not contain any property. So that's the difference between anchor and so node. So is it clear? So any doubts in this class, anyone?
No, Dinesh.
Okay,
Nothing from me.
okay, thank you. And one more thing, so just I will give my mail id here. So note down this mail ID and send me your mails. So I will try to send so videos so to your mail. Otherwise, so this I will give another mail ID also. So note down these two mail IDs, okay, and then send me your mail. And just a minute. So this is my mobile number. You can send a WhatsApp message so with your name so that I can note down your contact numbers. Okay. So next class, what we are going to do is, so we'll try to so install software in your machines. Okay, so I will share the softwares to you. Okay, so just download it and keep it ready, and then so we will try to install the things. Okay, so minimum so configuration requirement will be, so it should be any so Windows operating system above 7. If it is 7 also we can do that, but must and should it should be 64-bit operating system, then only we can able to do that. So if you have 8 GB RAM, then it will be well and good. If you have 4 GB RAM also, it will work, but it will be so little bit slow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you.
You will share the software also, Dinesh.
Yeah, I will share.
And how with the recorded videos?
So recorded videos also I will do that. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So like
Thank you.
so 2 to 3 videos also I will share it one day. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks, Dinesh.
thank
Okay.
you.
I will create a
Thank
Google
you.
Drive and then so I will share that in
Okay,
Google Drive. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
okay.
Thanks, Dinesh.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
See you, Dinesh.